Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Lilibet Day channel. How is everybody in the world today? Good morning and Philippine time. Good afternoon, good evening, and your time, especially Central Time. Sorry guys, I apologize. I'm a bit late. Oh my god, because that's one thing that I get up early and then I thinking, oh, still have a time, to go back to bed. And that's the problem. When you go back to bed and you end up, oh my God, you woke up late. So that's that's crazy. So today is it's almost end of the month of February. So today is Wednesday here in the Philippines, February 28th, 2024. And our lesson for today, I listen, this our discussion for today about, Filipino hospitality. So I just wait for a few minutes, okay, and then we're gonna proceed to our main subject. So for those who wants to join with me, feel free, the link is in there, okay. And if you're gonna tuning in for my live chat, don't forget, to smash that thumbs up and please share also my video to others. Okay. And of course, I'm so grateful if you send donation to my super chat, super stickers, and of course, PayPal. I really appreciate if you're gonna, uh, actually, it's better, to send donation. Well, both, so that I can get, my monthly salary for my channel. And the advantage when you send a donation to my PayPal because YouTube has no cut for that. Okay. That's a big help also. I really appreciate guys for those ones to send donation. I do appreciate that. Oh my God, guys, here in the Philippines it's really hot. It's really hot. Now that it's not yet, it's not yet summer, but like I always mention that we experience now dry season or drought season. It really affect the early summer season here in the Philippines. So reminder guys for those elders that if you want to go around, especially when you do exercise, don't go too late because even though now it's 8 o'clock in the morning here, it's the sun is it's really it's really hot. And if you're not if you're not if your stamina is not really strong for to take that under the sun, you're gonna pass out. So always bring some water. Okay. And I'll just gonna address this to all elders that if you want, especially living here in the Philippines, if you want to do exercise or rest walk, all you have to do is just I think 6 o'clock. You can 6 to 7:30 or 6 to 7. So you enjoy, the vitamin E from the sun. but don't go over 8 o'clock, because even 8 o'clock, oh my god, you can't resist the hotness here in the Philippines. So always bring water. If you feel thirsty, just drink, because the heat stroke is waving is prone for that if it's too hot. And especially now, especially here, weekend, the mall is so crowded. And the only thing that I go weekend is to do grocery, because you know what? Sunday is not traffic. So if I go in other days, especially weekdays, so I can stay on the street, because here from my place going to Robinson Supermarket and hypermarket that would be located in SM Mall. So if it's Sunday, just only 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes because there's no traffic, okay? But if it's weekdays that I do groceries, oh my God, I'm gonna stay in the street for 2 hours. Imagine, guys. So you inhale all the smoke, all the pollution. It's hot. Oh my. So that's why now I prefer to go grocery once a month now. So I have freezer to stock supply for 1 month. So I choose Sunday because I cannot stay long on the street for 2 hours. I'm not stuck in the street for 2 hours. So just only 20 minutes and I'm there. And then when I do groceries, here's one thing that it makes me fast. Okay, so I just make a list, and of course, it helped also for me, to easy, to quick, to do grocery fast. And I have already menu for the whole week, and I mean for the whole month. Okay, so I know how many pounds of chicken, pounds of beef, fish, or things like that. So first, I go first on the meat section, and then the second is go to the seafood section, and next is vegetable, and next for for the dry goods. So it's fast, okay, fast. So that's my style when I do groceries. So I have a list. And of course, you cannot really overspend because you already calculated, the amount that you're gonna spend. So some people, okay, they do grocery, they don't have a list. So what's on their mind, and just grab, and then they realize that, oh, they overspend. Okay. And especially, guys, this is one thing that I uh do. I don't go to the supermarket that I don't eat. I always make sure that I eat breakfast, lunch. Okay? Because once you're hungry, oh my God, when you saw the food on the on the on the on the supermarket, you're crazy. Oh, I want to cook this and blah blah. So that's why you realize, oh, I overspent. So instead of you have to uh grocery for like your budget for the whole month is 20,000 pesos, because that's the range of my budget. Sometimes I overspend because uh I go to SNR, so I just pick some American products there because they have American products there. So the cost is double than the local product because it's rare to find, and you can't really find that in the local supermarket. So the price is a little higher than the price in local supermarket. So well, sometimes I spend more than the American product, because everybody knows that American products here in the Philippines is the price is double. Okay, and then the SNR, you can save money if you buy bulks. Okay, so that's the good thing. If you buy bulks in SNR, you save. But if you buy by piece, it costs way more. So that's the advantage and disadvantage. So the only thing that I always get in SNR, this is regular that we got, is like, of course, the barbecue sauce, American barbecue sauce, the sweet baby rays, and what else? Milk. That's milk. We always got that in SNR. And what else? The sausage. Oh, hi, Bob. Thank you for coming, Bob. Hello. How are you? Okay. Oh, yeah. For those who wants to check it out, the Average Man and Vlog channel. Okay, just tell everyone that we sent you from us. I'm great here. I got out and I did some gardening today. Oh, that's nice. Uh, you know, the plants that I really, the plants that I adopted, well, there's a lot of leaves, and now I noticed that there's only one leaves, left. But the plants still, I it's doing good. Okay, because that's the type of plants that I mentioned to you, Bob. It's just like sweet potato, that there's what do you call that? There's uh, in Tagalog, there's a laman, there's a flesh. So once that flesh, that what do you call that? The sweet potato, in a few days, it starts to sprout. So I'm just waiting for that plants will sprout. But so far, oh my God, I have nice flower also, that you know uh, the the color is pink, but flower at the same time. It's a they said that you can it's a family of spinach. The flower is so beautiful, pink, but the flower is so small. And the other one is my roses. My rose is doing good. There's a lot of uh, flowers, and of course my organo herbs. So I'm planning to sell that, but in a cheapest price. It's pretty cool. So pretty soon I'm gonna post, organo herbs for sale, just only 80 pesos or 60 pesos. Hi, Michael. Thank you for coming, Michael. Okay, so I already done about, my introduction. So thank you for coming, guys. So guys, don't forget, to give me thumbs up and share my video to others. Uh, yeah, and then the other plants that I plant, that it's a vine plants. Oh, they're doing good. The leaf was so big, and because I put it, because I was searching that. It says that it's just like the rose. They love direct sunlight. And when I saw that plant is, it's in the shadow place. So the leaves, you can really see the natural beauty of the, of the plants. The plants is more on green. So when when I put it that plants in direct sunlight, oh my god, I can see the lovely color of the leaves. There's a three colors, yellow, white, and green. So that's, that's very nice combination. Oh my god. So I just leave it there because first time I plant that. So I'm gonna repot if they're gonna long, because you can cut it and repotting again. So that's very nice. And of course my red siam is doing well as well. So that's very nice. But I cannot really put a lot of plants on my porch, because just, the porch area that you can, there's a plant box. Just, if you're living in the condo, the space for, having a plant is just limit only. It's not limited. Unless if you have your own backyard, you can grow plants unlimited as long as you have space. But here there's a small space, okay? And some of my plants, they're big now. So that's why I'm planning to sell some of my organ herbs, because there's a lot of organ herbs that, they doing well. And of course, because we don't, here in the Philippines, guys, unlike in the States, you can drink water directly on your faucet. Okay, here, no, you can't, because our water is not really safe to drink. So a lot of people here buy, especially living in Metro Manila, they buy purified water or distilled water. So we bought the natural water. So we have a big bottled water. So I save that. So instead of buying a pot, so I just cut it that, because I can recycle that. So you just use that as a pot. Okay. So instead buying pots in the market, so I just save that bottled water and cut it and make it into pots. Oh my goodness. Ay, nako. Yeah, that's, yeah. Because here's the thing, guys. So I have to get up, well, Frank is can wait, but my plants, especially when, because like I mentioned a while ago, that it's too hot here. Some of the plants, their leaves cannot really resist on direct sunlight, so it's easy to burn. So when I look at my plants, that all their leaves, it's burned. So I feel a little sad about that. So I have to get up early in the morning and water, so that once the sun, they have resistance, to stay a little longer on the sun. That's yeah. Some of my red siam, the leaves, it's burned, it's too hot. So that's the reason why I have to water my plants first before I prepare breakfast to Frank. Ay, naku. Yeah, but you know what? It's I don't know, for those, plants lover, once you see your plants had a nice flower, uh, i- it's worth it. That's how I feel. It's worth it. So, and sometimes, when I get up in the morning, I can smell, the scent of rose. Oh my God, it's feel good. You inhale, the not the not the the car smoke, or cigarette smoke. You enjoy the natural scent. So I know these two guys, they smoke, but don't think that it's offensive when I mention the natural scent. Okay, so let's go to our subject, Filipino hospitality. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm so happy because that on the second time, well, average man unplugged, aka Rome. He has hi 53 shades. Thank you for coming. He has two channel, but the average man unplugged. He's more onto the what do you call that? Comment reaction. He has over 50K subscribers, and he is here now in the Philippines. He just go. He's a passport bro, okay? So he just go around, here in Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio, Cincinnati, okay? So, and he has another channel, Unplugged Travel, okay? So last Sunday we invite him to come. I feel happy because in the second time, he we we treat him like a family. He don't really uh that time I just sit aside the social media, okay, so that you can notice, guys, there's no interview or what. I want him to feel that social media is out. You're welcome here, as you're part of my family here in the Philippines. And I can say, of course, I prepare food for him because he always welcome here in our crib. And we we treat him like a family, because Frank, it told me that when you travel, and that there's your people that stay there, that they always welcome you. It's just like they have confidence to travel, and they don't feel like homesick, because there's another people, or there's another family that they welcome. So that's what we did to to room. And of course, I'm happy also to see my husband, that he's hang out with his people, and I can see that they're both happy. So it's just like when they talk to get and while I'm preparing food in the kitchen, so it makes me I'm not interrupting them. But deep inside, my heart is happy also, because I can see that my husband is happy, so I'm good with that. So because it's been a long time that Frank did not come back to the States. So almost 5 years, and they enjoy. And well, Rome, he's a nice person. You know, he's a nice person. Well, there's a lot of people that don't, well, it's just like every one of us, they have their own opinion, to grade a person. But I can't say against on that, because we already meet him, so he's a nice person. Is you know he did not do wrong to us. And as being a Filipino, it's part of our hospitality, especially the guests. It's just like to address them, that they're not alone. They're welcome to our house, okay? Oh, Rian's Kitchen at Ibaba. Thank you for coming, Rian, and they're welcome. In it's part of to uh Filipino. We always give a good impression to our guests. We don't want our guests, especially especially well, Rom coming here for the second time. He don't really feel, and I can feel that he's really enjoy the second time hang out with us. Okay, and for even though in the first time we don't feel him that he's uncomfortable. Okay, he's uncomfortable. We always feel him that he's always welcome. He's part of our family. Okay, so that's one thing about Filipino, that we always address that you always welcome. Because here's the thing that I don't know, it's just like a lot of I will a lot of Western people, they will react this about Filipino hospitality. Because here's the thing, guys, that especially if you're Western people coming here first time, no matter what, okay, even though that we do simple food in our table for Filipino. But some Filipino, they just look something that to welcome to others, that this person is welcome, whether Western or Filipino. We find a way to give our guests like a good food. Because uh especially if they sleep over. Okay, we always give them the new blanket. Everything is new. New towel. Okay, new plates. That's how Filipino do. My God. So that's that it's just like to tell the guests that you are special. Special. So that's why everything is new. Of course, the food. We always have that food in our table that uh, a person never tastes, never tastes for the for for his life or for her life. That's one thing that I think a lot of Western people, that they're very they like about Filipino hospitality. And uh like other especially here, if you go hang out on the like picnic. And some Filipino, they will invite you come and join with us. Okay, we do that. Share food. Okay, who is coming?
Hello,
Hi,
Miss
Kuya
Lil.
Bob.
Hey, it's
Morning.
been a while.
Hello.
Hello, Frank.
Yeah,
Hello, Frank. The plant
thank you for
lady.
coming. Yeah.
The plant lady. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I
the plants that I mentioned to you, Bob, is just
right.
like it's the I'm gonna describe. That plant is the leaves is
Hmm.
like a heart shape, and then
Yep.
the color is purple, and the other side is green, and then the flower is white. The eldest flower. It's similar on that, white with the pointed petals. But it's just like when I because that what I mentioned, that I adopt that, and then it suddenly some of the leaves is gone, and there's one leaves stay. But the leaves is doing good, so I'm just waiting for that, because that plant is just like sweet potato. Once the
Uh-huh.
leaf is gone, and then a few weeks, it starts to the sprout.
Right.
So I just wait for that before
Hmm.
I gonna judge to take out and put it in the garbage.
Yeah, I shared out your live, and I sent a message to a lady here, South Florida Sunshine Girl. She lives in Florida, so she knows the tropical plants far
Mm,
more than I do,
yeah,
and I'm hoping she can join us. She's got a lot of good information about how to
yeah.
grow different tropical plants where we can't grow it up here where it's not long enough growing season, but we can grow them in the house, but we can't put them outside. They'll die, you know.
Yeah, because there's a plants that like before I thought that the rose is just like, oh, you're gonna plant in water, but when I researched that the rose is they more into the direct sunlight,
Yeah.
and you cannot
Uh-huh.
water the rose every day. As long as the soil is moist, you don't have to water it.
Mm-hmm.
So once it's the soil is dry, you have to water, but don't over water
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
gonna die. So I think that's what happened to the other pots, other pot of my rose. It died because I over watered.
Yeah. My rule of thumb is um here for my house plants here once a week. I water them once a week unless they tell me they're getting thirsty. When they start getting a little dull and they start wilting just a little bit, hit them with some rainwater. Pour it right on them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, water rain is the best.
It's the
That's what.
best. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's natural fertilizer because that's what I
Yeah.
thought when when my plants receive rainwater. Oh my God, 3 days you surprised that oh they grown fast.
Mm-hmm. I've got what they call rain chain off of the gazebo, and the rainwater drips down through that into a 5-gallon bucket and into a 1-gallon bucket. And I just walk outside and dip my little green watering can into that and then pour it right on the plants. Because I think rainwater has nitrogen in it, and plants
Yeah,
love nitrogen. Yeah.
yeah, because I remember that my father they use that for replace the solution from battery,
Oh, okay. Hmm.
the
Really?
water rain. Yeah,
I
but
didn't know that.
you don't have to put something there, so you have to like don't use things that will the acid
Right.
will affect. So you have to put it direct on on the battery, the thing direct.
Hmm.
So you
Yeah.
don't have to use any type of like especially aluminum that it really ruined the acid, the natural acid from
Right.
acid rain.
Yeah.
So
You're supposed to use distilled water, but rainwater is naturally distilled. It has no chlorine in it. It has no chemicals of any kind. It's natural. So that would work. Yeah.
yeah, let me welcome Hans Sato Nature Blog. Thank you for coming, Hans. She overfeeds me also.
Yeah. That's what I accused my
Okay,
wife of too.
Bob. Okay,
They make
okay, let's talk about Filipino hospitality. So, okay,
okay.
first time you came here in the Philippines, have you experienced the Filipino hospitality with your with your wife?
Every time, every
Yeah.
time.
So
Yeah.
what is the worst and what is the memorable hospitality that you experience with your wife's family?
Well, the worst was it almost ended our relationship.
Mm,
Came very close to ending our relationship because I I don't want to stay on the that topic too much, but
okay.
there were so many people hanging
Again.
around, and I had to pay for everything. Every
Mm,
meal, every
okay, okay.
meal, every day, every meal, every event, the bill always came to me, okay? This is
Mm,
our first meeting, and no one said thank you.
Oh my God. That's, that's.
Nobody. Zero. And I tell you what, it ended in a bad way, but I got back together with her. I um the last night I was there, they wanted, I just fed all these people, and then one guy calls over four more of his friends, and they arrive, and now I got more people to feed, and I was really really getting short tempered, because it's like, you didn't ask me, and this is what a former brother-in-law, and now you brought four more people over. I'm already feeding like 20 people, and this was like every meal, every
Oh,
3 times a day. And the wife says, well, they're just welcoming you. And I said, well, why hasn't any of them even talking to me? They're not
mm,
welcoming. They're here for a handout. They're
yeah.
freeloaders. I mean, I'm being just, this is what I'm seeing, right? Every meal, every day, every event, the bill comes to me. This is not welcoming. Now, if you have anybody who's dating a foreigner, warn them against doing this, because there's guys like me who will put up for it with it for a while, and then it comes to an end. And okay, so here's my last day, and we're at a nightclub, and I'm already got 6 or 8 people that I'm supposed to be buying drinks and food for, and they're calling more people. And I looked at my wife, who's now my wife, and I said, "What are they doing? They're all on their phones. Oh, they're calling more people over." And
My
I turned
God.
away from her, and I said, "You call me a taxi. Get me a taxi. We're going back to the hotel." And I turned to them people who are now my family. I said, "You people are taking advantage of me. We're out of here." And oh, don't be confrontational. No, no, you're a bunch of, all these people were freeloaders. They were freeloaders because nobody thanked me. Nobody said anything. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
asked. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah. And so we got back to the hotel. That was my last night there. And I didn't talk to her for the rest of the night. And she's cried herself to sleep because she knows it's over.
Mm,
She
yeah.
knows it's over. And she went with me to the airport. And I said, well, I do care for you deeply, but I'm not putting up with this. I'm not doing this. This is it, you know, because I met one other girl before that, before her, who was a fake. So this is a bad impression. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
And this is because you asked for what's the worst. That's the worst
Mm,
situation possible right there. Having a
mm,
bunch of freeloaders reaching into your pocket. I could see once or twice, no problem. Okay. One event, go out boating, go to another island. Okay. I'm good with that. But it kept going and
yeah.
going and bigger and bigger. And you're not welcoming me. You ain't welcoming me. I know what you're doing. You're coming here for the freebies. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm a big mouth American, and I'm like, no, this is done. And I uh, left her at the airport. I'm done. We're over. I said I care for you deeply, but this is bullshit. You know. And I contacted her a week or so later, and I said, and she was embarrassed as can be. But her mom knew Americans, and her mom explained to her that Americans are not going to put up with this. And they
Mm,
overstepped their
yeah.
boundaries. They were like a bunch of little kids. But that's the worst. But now the best, what I like so much now is like when my brother-in-law comes over to our house, he'll show up with an armload of fresh mangoes and bananas and fresh fruit, right? He just drops it on the table. It's like, bro, you hungry? I was like, hell yeah, I'm hungry for fresh food. You bet I'm hungry. And
Yeah,
two
because
two year 2 years ago when we came to the house, I woke up one morning. I had an afternoon nap, and I come in the kitchen, and there's 5 Filipinas in my kitchen cooking. Oh, it was heaven. Oh, oh Lord, it was heaven.
you feel that I'm the king for a one day.
Yeah, yeah. but I think I didn't want to do that, but I had to set boundaries, you know, and
Yeah.
they've never violated those boundaries since then. Never, no, never.
Yeah, because yeah, I agree what you done, Bob. Because there's some people that they know have common sense. They cannot understand that. Wait, this is so embarrassed if we're gonna do this to our, especially that you are foreigner. I think sometimes okay, I can see the situation that I can't blame some western men that they have they have a comment about that for those Filipino people, because sometimes they don't see the logic that okay, it's okay to go with your family, but your family invited some people that you don't really know this,
I
and
don't
then
know them.
like you said that a simple thank you, they don't
Nothing.
tell that. Take
Nothing.
Oh my god, it's even though me I'm gonna tell, oh, this
Yeah.
is this is over, this is.
Yeah. Well, but my wife is not confrontational. She won't say anything. I will. I will.
That's one thing, Bob, that well, now that when I was on my my younger age, it's just like, I think that's Filipino, especially when it comes for children, we program that you cannot say anything, especially older than you, even though you
Right.
see that they doing wrong.
Hmm.
So we already program, because when you say that something to the elders, it shows that you don't respect them. But which is, I don't really like that, because some elders, they don't have common sense to
Right.
understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they have to know,
Hmm.
stop doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. That needs to be changed in your culture.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
um, yeah, that really needs to be changed because it almost ruined my relationship with her. You know, it came
Hmm.
close, came very close, and but yeah, we got it all worked out, and I had to explain to the family the next time I went there. I showed them scars and stuff on my hands because I was an airplane mechanic. I fixed airplanes and
Hmm.
made airplanes, and I said, I save all year working overtime just to get here. Money comes hard here in the States, We're not
Yeah, you
rich.
work hard. You
I have to
work
work
hard.
hard for it. Yes, we do earn more than you do, but I had to sacrifice all year just to be able to come here and be with her and you guys.
Take
But
advantage.
yeah, yeah. Then I had to explain to my brother-in-law. I said, "No, I'm not rich. I'm just like you." He worked in the shipyards. I said, "I'm just like you, man. You worked on ships. I work on airplanes. It's the same thing, you
Hmm.
know." Yeah, but yeah, but once I explained it to him and to their dad that I'm not some millionaire. I can't afford to do this stuff, man. And especially don't say thank you. What? if yeah, Frank got it right there. Cause you're a rich American. I ain't rich. I punch a time clock, man.
Yeah,
I,
that's why a lot of Western men, that they said that a lot of Western people said that if you marry to a Filipino, you marry the whole family. So
right.
yeah, it happens. Some it happens, but it never happens to me, because I already explained to my sibling. Oh, wait, don't take advantage of that, okay? Don't take
Yeah.
advantage of that. And I know that they have money. Oh no, their husband have work, so they don't have to ask for money for me, because oh my god, I don't tolerate them They can go to my house. I give them, if they want to visit us, of course I give them, free food or what. But when it comes to, okay, they just invite people, just no, no, I don't. I will
Yeah,
tell.
that was stepping over the line. Ha! Ah, that was stepping over the line, and they kept doing it over and over and over. And all these people who showing up,
Yeah.
I don't know you. Why are you?
Yeah.
I was, yeah. I should have spoke up earlier, but you know, yeah. That's the worst thing. But that's all done, and that was 20 years ago. Many
Mm-mm.
since YouTube came along, now this kind of information is out there. There was no
Yeah.
information for us foreigners of any kind. There's nothing,
Hmm. So
other than other Filipinos who left the Philippines 20 years ago, you know, when I first showed up there. And so this YouTube is a beautiful learning tool right there. It's a very,
yeah,
very important learning tool.
yeah. So that if they are aware of, like, for first timer came here with the Philippines, they're aware of things that happen, and
Mhm.
they know that what they're gonna do if they experience things like that. So, hello, Stefano. Thank you for coming, Steph. So
Yeah, there's
just
a lot to learn, a lot to learn. And this YouTube is one of the best ways to learn right here.
hmm so that's well, when it comes, especially Bob, this is what I experienced also when I was in my province, especially if there's a party like birthday party, wedding. So in your mind, it's just like people invited like 50. No, don't think that only 50 coming. So it might double or
Oh
triple.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So now that in my barangay, they're very aware of that. So instead that the like particularly wedding reception, they don't do that in the barangay. So they just go to the hotel because they already, okay, so this is only 20 or 50 guests coming. So in the province, if you're gonna do that, oh my God, you're running out of food because your neighbor, invite their neighbors in, you know. So you end up,
Yeah,
the food.
I could see that happening. Yeah, well, for us in our house over there, well, like hospitality, my brother-in-law will come and pick us up at the airport and bring us to our house, and they have a little lunch thing for wife and I for our arrival. They don't have to do that, but I think that's awesome. You know, um, not a big lunch, but enough to where we can get off the airplane, take a shower, and have enough to eat. That's awesome. That is real hospitality there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like it reminds me that I mentioned when I started this live streaming that there's a bridgeman unplugged. We invite him for second time, and I always feel him that he's welcome. He's not alone, and it makes me laugh because I cook food, and then when he's eating, you can see that, oh my God, he's almost, he can't stand about the food. So I told him, oh, don't rush to finish your food. Just enjoy the food. And then he has, so people are, it's just like for me, okay, some people, they complain that there's no food on the table, but when I saw him that, it makes me laugh. So and then I
Hmm.
told him, are you ready, are you done? And then he said, almost. Okay, so prepare your stomach for the dessert. So it makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, he can't breathe
Uh-huh.
because
Hmm.
of the food that he ate. But it's just like for me, Bob, that is just like, okay, Frank stay here with me for 5 years without going to the States. So it's just like it's a big thing also for me that I can see my man, dealing with his people, that I can give that, I can how can I explain this? The feeling that you talk with with your own people, that unlike Filipino, so you can say that every conversation that you talk with that person, you can relate. So I can see that happiness in Frank. Okay, so it's just like, for me, it doesn't matter that
Yeah.
I spend whole day in the kitchen, as long as I can, that's I can contribute to Frank, that he never go to other other like friends. He just always stay here home. So it's just like, it's my
Yeah.
it's my privilege also, that to give a welcome to his people.
Do you know what I do in return? Okay. Many times we'll be invited to my brother-in-law's house for dinner, and I know they don't have very much. They're middle income family. They're in Davao, and after I eat, I roll up a couple thousand pesos in my hand, and I go to his wife. I go to my brother-in-law first. I say, "Can I give your wife a gift?" And he says, "Of course, bro. Go ahead." And I go to his wife and I shake her hand, and because I know she paid for out of the weekly grocery bills to feed us, right? And
Yeah,
I throw a couple thousand pesos in her hand, and she'll throw her arms around me. Oh, thank you, because that's her hospitality to us is a big dinner. My hospitality is to pay back because I know they don't have a lot. So
yeah,
that's how I return my hospitality back to her because she worked all day on this food, man. She's been in that kitchen all
yeah.
damn day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. So it reminds me also, Bob, that there's one of my subscriber. He's white, American,
Hmm.
from Ohio. So he come here for he just about a month stay here, and he invite me and Frank, to have a lunch. Okay, and then okay, we met him in Makati. And then I'm so because he told me that there's a lot of vloggers that he invite, that nobody will uh, accept his invitation, just only me and Frank. So when I was, he paid for our lunch and everything. Actually, me and Frank were planning, to pay that for him. But he said that no, it's okay, I can handle this. And
Okay. Yeah.
then I'm surprised that he gave me something, that okay, I have chocolate for you. Okay, so
That's
okay,
nice.
so you don't for me. Oh, you don't have, but he gave. And then when we after that meeting, we come back home. So I just check what chocolate, and then oh wow, there's so many chocolate. And then I was surprised that he put something that, when I opened, what is this? It's a paper because it's a bit dark, so I almost go to bed. And I saw a dollar bill, and I was surprised. I was surprised. Oh my god, because when I almost the brown paper bag, I almost threw it. But when wait, there's
Oh boy.
something there. There's something there. It looks like it's not a paper bag. When I check, oh my god, there's there's a dollar bill. And I sent him a message. I was surprised that I really appreciate. So but for me, you don't have to, because I wait, he spent for
Hmm.
us, me and Frank. So it's just like I'm grateful that but he don't have to give me that extra. But he told me that, oh, that's for for my donation, so that YouTube will not get a cut, so I give it to you straightly. So it makes me,
Yeah.
so I told him, yeah, good idea, good
Hmm.
idea. So it
Hmm.
reminds me. So yeah, me also, Bob, when I go to, Filipinos house, that, some of my friends, even my siblings, if they invite me, I always bring something. okay, if I not, if I not um bring some food, I bring some cakes or what, I always have something, on my
Yeah,
hand, to give them, especially when it comes,
right.
you have a free lunch or dinner. I always have that.
That's American tradition here is when you get invited over, don't show up empty-handed. Show up with something. That's the US. I that's something my wife was not aware of when she first came here all those years ago. We got invited to someone's house and we just go. And I go, "Hon, we're supposed to arrive with like a six-pack of cola or some cookies or something." "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that." I said, "Yeah, that's the way it is here. Don't show
Yeah.
up empty-handed." Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think that's one thing also that Frank shared with me, that if, especially, American love doing barbecue at their backyard.
Hmm.
So, they just, okay, especially for those men that, some they bring some pack of beer, some they just bring
Yeah.
something that, they never come, just, just come and eat. Unlike some Filipino, well, not all, but, majority of Filipino, they
Hmm.
love free. Because,
Yeah.
they said that's the best, best thing is, having a free food. That's the best. So they just come over in
Yeah.
empty handed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different here in the states than it is over there. Yeah, because it's okay to show up empty-handed once, maybe twice, but you're not going to get invited back.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? It, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. Just be aware of that if you go to the U.S. If you get invited to a barbecue,
Hmm.
go go stop at the store and get a tray of cookies or cupcakes or beer or something like that. Yeah, then
Hmm.
you'll be invited back for sure. Because it's customary here in my area. The host will provide the meat and grill it and a little bit of extra, but everyone else shows up and throws in. Now you've got a whole table full of food and have a couple of glasses of beer. Now you got more food left over. You can go in there and snack, and it's the way it is here. A little bit different. Mhm.
Yeah, so you mean, Bob, that it's given that, okay, so you invite me in your house. So it's just
Mhm.
like, if I, it's given that, anything, anything that, you can bring to that, I can bring that to you. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to demand, as long as you bring something that, it really useful, that it people can eat that on the party, just like that.
Right, right. I've even seen some people come to backyard barbecues, and they'll give flowers to the wife of the house. You know,
Mm.
yeah. It's a unwritten rule. It's kind of rude to show up empty-handed. You know,
Mm, okay.
yeah. That's the way it
So
is
it
here.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you bring.
Doesn't make too much difference, but most people will bring a bottle of wine or two, some snacks,
Okay.
cookies, cupcakes. But yeah, yeah, b- yeah.
So it's just like, oh my God, this is, I can say this, a lot of, a lot of my, in my father's side, the relatives, my relatives, especially if, if the drinks is free. Oh my God, they just crazy until that, they cannot barely walk. That, oh my God,
Oh,
they
I've seen
walk,
that.
like zigzag. That, oh my
Hmm.
God, they don't really enjoy the drinks. They just enjoy, drink. You know,
Yeah,
but
the,
they just use like
yeah,
water. The
yeah.
gulp,
Hmm.
gulp, gulp.
They're drinking for the feeling, not because they
Yeah,
enjoy it. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They're drinking to get drunk. Yeah. I I I've seen that myself. Was years ago when we were going to buy the land and the house, and uh, my wife spent a whole week in realtor, banking, realtors, and a lawyers, so that to get the house in both our names.
Mm, yeah.
And I had to sit at the family's house for a week. While she was out doing that, she says, "Hon, you're better off here. You don't want to go sit in line. It's different here. Just stay here." So
You
one day,
lose your patience for that, Bob.
I do. Yeah, yeah. She knows me. Yeah, yeah. Because when I was in the military, once you get out of the military, you hate standing in line. But anyway, so one day my brother-in-law says, "Bob, tomorrow we're going to have a neighborhood party here." And I said, "Is it okay if I stay here?" He goes, "Of course, you can stay here." I saw how those guys drink when the beer is free. I didn't pay for it. My brother-in-law paid for it. Oh, wow. He
You're
had to
crazy.
carry he's a big guy and he's a bouncer. He had to carry 3 guys outside, lay them on the ground so they'll vomit on the
Oh my
ground
God.
outside. And I was sitting there watching this like, "That's disgraceful." That to me, that's like, these people have no control over themselves. This is
Right.
disgraceful. Well, it's okay. And then, no, it's okay, Bob, because it's free. That don't make it okay. You're embarrassing yourself. I didn't say it out loud, but I'm thinking, dude, you're
Mhm.
embarrassing yourself. You, that's shameful to pass out in somebody else's house, man. Don't. That's.
You just shake your head,
Yeah,
when you see that people doing that.
I did. They were out in this part of the house over here, and I was sitting in the kitchen, and I was just watching. Like, man, these people are crazy. Oh, it's free. It's free. Yeah, but you still shouldn't. Have some dignity. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
some dignity. Being carried outside so you can vomit outside. 3 guys. Oh my god.
And they cannot, especially with, with they trying, to get
Yeah.
up, and they cannot. And then, once they, you know, try to walk, they can't walk, and then they
Yep.
fell.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah, that's I don't but not everyone did that. Not everyone. But
It's common
a
for
bunch of them did.
Filipino.
Yeah, a bunch of them. And I noticed that, the people would show up at his party as a couple, but as the men got drunk, the women would go home. They don't want to be around these guys.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy for, sometimes, when you see that Filipino man doing that, because,
Mhm.
especially the drinks is free.
Yeah, it's like,
So that,
dude, you're only 5 feet tall, maybe 80 pounds. You can't put down 8 bottles of beer in an hour. Come on, do the math.
that's ridiculous.
No, I love the hospitality because, like, I think one of my favorite things is the little stuff. Like, um, example, my oldest niece, Ate, she is a wonderful young lady. And she's a registered nurse, very proud of her, and she's very good to my wife and I. And when we would go out to dinner, I would turn because she knows I'm hard of hearing, and I would turn to her and go, "Ate, can I have you next to me?" Without question. As soon as I sit down, she's right next to me. You know why? Because she's interpreting and she's saying it loud enough in English so I can hear her and follow the conversation.
Mm.
She
Yeah.
doesn't have to do that. She could turn around and walk away if she wanted to, and I wouldn't be upset. But with just one word, Ate, will you sit next to me? It's wonderful. Well, that's real hospitality. She doesn't have to do that, but because she knows that I can't hear a lot around me, and it makes me feel more comfortable when I can understand what's being said around me. It's very, very, very sweet. you know.
Yeah. Because not all will do that for you.
Right, right. Mhm. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah. Awesome, awesome young. Ate is by far my favorite out of all the nieces. She's the oldest. She's my favorite.
actually, it's just like, especially that time that, when my parents are alive, we always, especially with my elders relatives. We always help them
Yes.
because uh, you cannot, but sometimes, Bob, when you, well, like I said, that sometimes we cannot really say no, because that's disrespect,
Yeah. Yeah.
disrespect. So you always guide, especially elders, that's given for Filipino. But that's why I grown that well, my parents, when it comes to a discipline thing, he, especially my father, tells us it doesn't matter if you're the eldest or if the youngest. If you're the eldest, that you commit mistake with your younger siblings, you have to say sorry. So that's the way that we grown, Bob. That it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're the eldest. If you
Hmm.
commit mistake, and if you're
Yeah.
wrong, you have to say sorry. So some,
Yeah.
some they don't,
Hmm.
but that's
Some that
the
don't.
thing that I like that way, because there's no superior
Hmm.
superior. So it's just like you don't feel, oh, this is martial law, because you cannot say no to that. You have to say yes, even though you have the right, to say no.
Yeah. I appreciate Ate very much. Um, Example, her hospitality, because I'm the oldest of all the people, all the family. I'm the oldest, and without even asking, many times I'll be sitting outside with the men, and she'll walk out with a plate with some snacks on it for me.
Mm,
Bloop,
yeah.
just put it right in front of me. You know, I don't ask for it, but here it is. Like, oh, thank you. Or
Yeah.
she'll come out to she'll, you know how you buy the tube of ice, she'll
Mhm.
crush it up and put it in a bowl, and she'll walk around to all the people out, in the house, and drop a ice cube in our beer. You just sit there, and I was talking to my brother-in-law one day, sipping out of my glass of beer, and plink. Oh, okay, thank you. Without even asking,
Yeah.
she doesn't want nothing. She doesn't want nothing. She just that's Filipino hospitality.
Yeah, it's just like, Frank asked me, oh, if in case that, we held a party in my province, is this,
Yeah.
he asked me how, okay, how can you, like, if we planning to make lechon, and then how can you buy things like that. And then I told him, you don't have to worry about that, because in
Hmm.
my village, people are very helping hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because once you don't have to pay people for making that food for you or what,
Right.
because
Yeah.
it's common that if they're gonna stay, it's given that if they're gonna help you, they get free food, and after the party they can bring home.
Hmm.
So
Everyone
it's
goes home with food. Yeah.
yeah,
Always.
that's
Yeah. Hmm.
it's easy. But that's what I experience also with my father's relatives, that if there's a party in my barangay, Bob, especially uh, for our close family, we don't
Yeah.
really have a hard time, because we helping, some, if we gonna make lechon, they bring something this for need for lechon. If they gonna cook adobo, they
Hmm.
gonna bring some spices that we gonna use. So that's one thing that I like, that for a Filipino culture in hospitality, because we
Yep.
helping each other.
I've witnessed that myself, Miss Lil. I was at the family's house, and everyone's doing whatever, and one of the neighbor ladies walks in and talks to Miss Belin, my sister-in-law, and I don't know what they're saying, but my sister-in-law got a plate, loaded it up with rice and some pork and some chicken, and handed it to her. I think the neighbor lady had a little bit of money trouble. She had her little girl in her arms and went and said just a few words to the neighbor lady who was my sister-in-law, and the
Yeah.
sister-in-law gave her a big plate full of food, and they sat right there and ate hand to mouth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
no one had to explain that to me. I think the lady was on a little bit of money trouble. She needed help, and without question, she was given
Mm-hmm.
food right away. You know, that's one thing I admire about Filipinos. If someone needs help, they will help. If they can, they'll help. Yep.
Yeah, it's just like it reminds me of my grandpa in my father's side. That time I was very, because when he died, when I was second year high school, I was 13. Every because in barangay, it's not every day that there's a market day, so there's once a week. So
Yeah.
in my barangay, just the schedule for market day is Monday. So my grandpa is he has a big house, brick house. So the door every Monday, the door is open, and then my grandpa tells he has a, what do you call that, uh it's not, he's not rich, Bob, he's not poor, but he can able to buy things that he wants. Okay, so every Monday he has to ask his boy, buy some food for, not only for the family, cook for extra for people,
Right.
because somebody, especially the door, well, my grandma, it's a little against of that, but my grandpa, no, let the door open, the main door, because it shows that everybody is welcome. So
That's
we don't grandpa wouldn't ask, did you eat, as long as Philip, our neighbors, they know that once there's a food on the table, they don't have to ask, all they have to do is just grab the plate and eat, because that's what grandpa do. So it's
hmm
just like for me that, oh my god, we ask my, we call Lolo, we ask Lolo that, why Lolo you do that, because it happens that he was captured by Japanese, that he can barely eat or what. So it's just like
Oh boy.
sharing
Yeah.
food with people, and
Yeah.
giving help to people without without expect in return. Okay,
Uh-huh.
but
I get that.
my grandma, he's against that. Oh, why you give help, give people help without without paying you. So it's just like my grandpa, oh, it's just like, that's my help, they don't need to, if they're gonna pay me back, it's okay, if they don't, it's okay. So it's just like I miss those days that when I
I
was
understand.
teenager.
He knew what it was like to be hungry
Yeah.
because the Japanese did not feed their prisoners. You know, they
Yeah.
they they a lot of times they just starve to death and they just leave them. You know.
Yeah. And
But I'm
then
gonna. In fact, I hate to interrupt Miss Lil, but it's 5:30. I need to go eat.
okay.
My
That's
my
your
wife's
lunch or dinner?
this dinner because my wife's got a great big tray of noodles and pasta made up early
Wow.
this morning for me, and if I don't eat that, she's gonna,
She was
Mister,
she was
I cooked
okay.
all of this for you, Mister, and you didn't eat it.
Ay nako. Okay, Bob, thank you for coming, Bob, I really appreciate.
Yeah,
So
thank you for having me up here. Take care, Frank. Best wishes to you. All right.
okay, likewise, Bob. Yeah, that's it's nice to also to share this kind of conversation that like every like every country, they have their own hospitality, like like Bob said, that it's given that you cannot go to a party that you don't bring something, or but here in the Philippines, oh my god. So for those, okay, take note, guys. For those Western men having a girlfriend, or you know, if you're planning, to get married, I suggest you guys that the reception, it won't um uh done in, in your girlfriend or your house, because the guest coming is unlimited. Okay, it's unlimited, so be practical for having that. So you have to sit the reception in hotel, because in hotel, okay, so let's say if you have invite guests 100, just 100 coming, okay, because there's an invitation. There's no invitation, they cannot go inside a hotel. So that's very practical. But unlike, okay, everybody knows that, you're married, that's one thing. But once you heal the reception in your girlfriend's village, oh my god, the guest coming is unlimited. Okay, you end up uh you will end up shortage of food to serve for your guests. So that's take note that, guys. Okay, so you have to plan. Okay, for those, for those who have a Filipino girlfriend, if you're planning to get married, it's better to have reception in a hotel. Save a lot of money. Oh my goodness, Filipino, they just, okay, their neighbor will invite, oh, come to this, especially I have a party, they will tell, oh, let's go to Lily's party, and then the neighbor will tell, especially, okay, especially in, in the countryside, okay, in the countryside, guys. But here in Metro Manila, they don't really do that, but it's common in the countryside, my goodness. They will invite people coming in your party. Oh, that's that's crazy. Okay, but this is one thing that, I mentioned a while ago, that, like in my family, I remember during, because here in the Philippines, guys, especially, we do call that babang luksa. Like, my mother died, so after the funeral, so we just wait for 1 year. Okay, 1 year is just like babang luksa. What do you call that in English? So we have to, especially for those, the husband or wife, you cannot have relationship with other men or with other woman unless your wife or husband 1 year, uh 1 year bread. So we call that babang luksa. Okay, so after the 1 year death anniversary of my mother, my father gave her a big party on my, barangay. Okay, barangay. What do you call that in, in English? Barangay, like suburb. So we don't have a hard time, because, like, this is one of also, Filipino hospitality, that, especially relatives. Okay, so they will tell, oh, what is the menu. Okay, if they're gonna, we make beef stew, one of your family will bring ingredients for making a beef stew. So a person that, give party, they don't have a hard time, to spend money, because they helping hand, to give some things that needed for the party. That's, one thing that I like, that this is what happened. This is also happened in the countryside. Okay, countryside, whether in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, it's given that, they helping hand. Oh, hello, 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 Evan Martin, you know my doctor in the States. Yeah, likewise. Likewise. It's Tuesday in your time, is, Tuesday night. Guys, don't forget to give me thumbs up and share my video to others. And of course, don't forget to click my uh super stickers, super chat, or my PayPal. I would appreciate that if you send me a donation. I'm doing just wonderful, darling. That's that's good to hear. You're doing wonderful. Okay. So that's every country they have their own hospitality. Okay. But it's just like here in the Philippines, okay, somebody, okay, this is what time is it now? It's still breakfast time. If somebody's knocking my door, a surprise guest coming, if I eat breakfast, I can invite them, to eat breakfast with me. It's up to them if they will eat or not. But is that happen also that in the States, it's suddenly there's a people coming in your house if you are eating lunch? Would especially for Western men, okay, for Western men, you invite, Western people, I mean, Western people, are you invited them, to eat with you, or they just stay there, or you offer something? So I don't understand. I don't know if that's happened also in in the States or in Europe, that like I mentioned, that if they coming while I'm eating breakfast and I offer breakfast to them and they will eat, or not, it's okay for me if they eat with me. That's it's a common also for Filipino. Yeah. Yeah, I would love, because I'm just, the things that I receive for donation, I'm gonna save that, because I'm gonna buy my equipment. So I already have one equipment, okay, and pretty soon, you know in the future. So I don't really want, I don't really ask, you know uh right away. Oh yeah, burrito. Oh, my beef burrito mart, even is really good. You gonna finger licking good. But you know what? I don't know for those, I'm a Catholic. Okay, I'm Catholic. Since that, when the Ash Wednesday started, well, we're not allowed. For me, I'm fasting. Eating meat. I just eat fish. Okay, no meat for, because the Holy Week is on the 28, 29, 30. So the whole month, well, the fasting, it happens, well, it's just like 1 month and a half. I'm gonna fasting no meat. Okay. So I just eat fish and vegetable. So maybe I can make that burrito for you. If you're coming here, even Merton in the Philippines, I will cook that, Mexican burrito for you. I'm sure you will enjoy the so delicioso, my burrito. Okay, Spamfra, I would like to know how many expats get invited to society parties. Okay, that's a question, guys, for those, for those on the live chat, Feel free to answer frank question. Have you invited for, society parties? My lip starts to dry because, it's really hot here. So I just put something, the Blistic. Yeah, it helps. I love that kind of lip ointment because especially now that I cannot really laugh too loud because once my lips it's cracked, oh my god, it's bleeding. Oh my god. It's really sore. It's really sore. I don't really want, to laugh, you know, LOL. Because my lip it's dry and then once I stretch, oh, it's so painful. What equipment do you need for your studio? Well, I really, the thing I need, I need my own laptop because I'm using my phone. So there's a certain thing that I cannot use using my phone. So I have to, raise fund for my, my future studio. So well, yeah, because I already have my, my condenser microphone and then my laptop. So that's, I'm just saving for, for making my own equipment. And of course, that's one thing that I can give, a good service to my viewers. That's so as of now, I'm using my phone, my smartphone to do live streaming, Steph. Save money. So it's just like, okay, so I don't buy things that I want, okay? I buy things that I need. So I just save some of the, thing that I receive from YouTube. Well, there's so many things that I need, to create my. I just do that one at a time, one at a time. Yeah, I need that also the HD cam. And guys, for those not I also, please also check Abridgment and Plug. I did not, I when he came here last Sunday, I did not do, I did not do some video because, I just separate that, I just he just come here, just enjoy, the companion with, with us and with him, social media is we're gonna set aside because it's good also to hang out with no social media involved, and he has a privacy and we have also privacy, so we really enjoy the conversation. Okay, so it's not happen every day, but once in a life, we enjoy our our privacy for that. And for those wants to visit Philippines, guys, especially for first timer, things that, okay, you can watch some of my video, you can see some of the ideas, information that you can use once you're coming here in the Philippines. Some, you can go on my my live thing, check it out, the title, and watch that so that you can learn the right way to do when you're visit Philippines. Okay, avoid things that harmful for you, avoid things that it really uh the unexpected things happen to you. So if you watch some of my live streaming that I broadcast foodcast before, you will learn that. Okay, because now there's so many things that Western people knows about Philippines. Okay, and especially dealing with with women here. Okay, don't fall for the sweet angelic face. Okay, know the person first. Okay, I'm not saying that this is okay, don't take this as offensive for those for those Filipino women, but some they are not they're not really, they're not really into aware of that. It's just like okay, if they're looking for a pretty face, they don't really care about to know the person first before to hang out. No, because I have friend coming here and he was robbed. He was robbed and steal some precious things that he has. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, do you know how to use Canva Got Photos? Yeah, I think I have to I have to install the Canva. It's a website? No, I'm not okay. I will check it that. Oh my God, I can feel it's hot. I can see, it's so sunny outside. My God. Okay. Yeah. I think I tried the Canva because my intro. I use that the Canva. My intro on my video. I think I use that. Well, it's just like I'm just learning things that when it comes to okay, yeah, it is. The Canva. I think you can use that for editing video also and do some. And I think the Canva is just like for intro. Is that so, Steph? Okay. All right. Crash course. Yeah, because there's thing that when it comes to do a video, I have to learn more than that. It's just for pictures and videos you can edit, but I don't use it for that. Well, um, I remembered that I used Canva to make my intro. my video intro, and I use InShot editing app. InShot. Okay, so I already 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I'll gonna thank you first before I go. So I would like to thank, of course, Bob. Thank you for coming, Bob. And Steph, thank you for coming also. Frank and uh, Evan Martin, thank you for coming. My doctor is gone. Where are you, Doc? Where are you, Doc? Who else? Let me see. 53 Shades. Rayan's Kitchen at iba pa. Michael Alexander. All right. So this coming Sunday, that's my regular show Sunday. So with the special participation of Mr. Frank Tate. Well, sometimes he joined. Sometimes I don't really it's there's a certain things that uh I need his explanation, but not all the time that he's in my show. Okay. And I really want to do singing, like, well, I don't really care if my voice is not really as good, but there's a thing that it's not easy to do a karaoke because there's a copyright thing. And reminds me that one of the thing that good thing that I did that on the last part of my show. And I was I received some email that I do have a CPR, or copyright thing, and I have to delete that. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. So I'm wearing green because uh the lucky color for Year of Wooden Dragon is golden, yellow, and green. That's lucky color. Yeah. I mostly come in on financial matters. And of course, what is what's the difference between expats and passport bros? Frank, did I need to show you a chat GPT too? Yeah. The GPT is like more onto I searched that thing. Steph is just like you more into the uh what do you call that, artificial intelligence. Yeah, AI. Yeah, I searching that. So it's well. So okay guys, so I have to go. So thank you so much once again to Steph, Bob, and the rest of the people coming on my live streaming. Of course, Frank. So thank you so much, guys, and have a weekdays and bye everyone. Bye. Oops.